Call the regular meeting, Dickinson County Commission meeting, February 1st, 2024. Please stand for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I move to the approval of the agenda as printed.
Second.
And moved and second. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Consent agenda, payroll of $411,980.82. Utilities, wire, $21,357.89. And abatement of $11,173.18.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Commission comments and committee reports. Ron?
I just want to make a quick comment. I'm glad to see it drying up a little bit. Our roads are looking a little bit better today. So thank everybody for their patience.
Thank you, Ron. Lynn?
No report today.
I'll give a report on Dustin Parks, one of our new hires for our IT, going to be director down there, starts next Monday. And Tim Hamilton was in this morning at our planning and zoning and gave an update on his department. We also did in our work session had discussion about tax exemption requests from CanEquip and financial requests from Little Lion Early Daycare Center in Hope. And then we did take a tour of the county attorney's office.
I might mention, since that position with Dustin Parks had not been filled for a while, there was in some ways extra savings or that money carried over.
Right. So
And
it did help with our budget and the carryover at the end of the year, since we did not fill the position for, well, a year essentially. So that did help. We had to budget for it because the intent was to fill it, but
it's essential.
yes, and it is essential. Exactly. So
Anybody on the internet with questions?
does not look like there's any questions online.
Okay. Janelle, you'll give your.
Sure. So just as a reminder, next week, the county commission and myself and Jeannie and her deputy will be attending County Government Day on Thursday, February the 8th. So the commission meeting has been rescheduled till February the 7th, that Wednesday at 11 a.m. Also, and we'll put out information about that, and Jeannie has contacted the appropriate people. So deck has been poured at 1145 First Road. So that's a good thing.
I saw it.
Did you see it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see it before. I was up there too. And they were
Working on it.
Well,
The weather is
yeah.
finally cooperated. So that's good. So we're making some progress. So that should be, if all goes well, done by August of this year. The highway, finally, the weather allowed them to get down there. It was so muddy, as we talked about roads, but the highways completed the bridge at 130 1500 Avenue, and most likely they'll move to the bridge on Barn Road and start working on that. Straw Hall roof, as you know, you approved a bid to replace the roof. It looks like they will be here in April. I don't have a firm date yet. We're working with them, but they were back in there and did some more patching because we've had some leaks that have sprung up again on that. And there's quite a few things going on out there. So
will there be any interruption on events out there while they're doing it? There shouldn't be, I wouldn't think, but
we're trying to plan it so there is not. And I've already talked to Jean, and if there's an event that could be moved into the armory, she's working on that. So I mean, that's our hope, is to try not to interrupt anything out there. So emergency management attended a Homeland Security meeting. As you know, we've got a regional Homeland Security group, and it's in conjunction with the Regional Planning Commission. So, and that's a key committee that we participate in. So dispatch is entering for some open positions. And then obviously we're working on annual reports. The assistant county administrator and finance director and HR director, there are certain things that have to be reported on annually, and then also preparing for the annual audits and inventory. And like we talked about in the study session, the increased rock prices that we're facing. So, and Martin obviously will be planning where he can spend money and to need to do, but anywhere an increase from $3 a ton to $6 a ton is pretty hefty. And obviously depend on the type of rock, but we'll plan as best we can and take care of what we can do. That's all I would.
Supply and demand is an issue on that too.
Supply and demand is an issue on that as well. So that's all I would have right now.
Thank you, Janelle. Any other questions for Janelle? Gentlemen? Doug, please.
Jennifer Dahlstrom has finished her tour of duty with us, and so she is no longer on the court-appointed contracts, and Russ Rowe has started and seems to be working well. So hopefully that's the paperwork has been such that she doesn't get checks anymore. She knows, and that Russ will. So that transition has taken place. That's all I've got. Thank you.
For Doug. Thanks, Doug. Notice communications. We got a letter from the Kansas Department of Health and Environment showing wastewater permits for agriculture and related waste activities. There's none in our county, so I'm not sure why they got sent to us, but maybe you filed it. We got a letter from the city of Abilene, the comprehensive plan for 24-25. They've attached a copy of their approved attestation, copy of the ordinance the Abilene City Commission passed on January 22nd, approving the city of Abilene's comprehensive plan. Something that we've gotten a while for is our invitation to the Soil Conservation Dinner, February 8th. And that's all I have. Anything else that some of you gentlemen got? I did get a letter or emails from Crystal Hammond seeking your insight on commission roles and balancing responsibilities. Your county commission, Dickinson County, I hope this message finds you well. My name is Crystal. I reside in a neighboring county. I'm reaching out to you since sincere inquiries regarding your responsibilities and time commitments. It goes on and stuff. That's all I have. Introduction and consideration of resolutions, you know.
So this is a resolution that Jeannie and I visited about, and it's establishing fees for the judges and the clerks of elections and mileage for the supervising judge. And it'd been 120 a day for quite a number of years. So with the responsibilities that they have, we feel like it's a time to increase that pay to 145 per day as compensation for the judges and the clerks of elections, and then also mandatory training at $20, and then the mileage reimbursement at the current IRS mileage rate. So we would ask that you would adopt resolution 020124, setting the or establishing the fees for election workers.
I have a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the 020124.
I'll second it. Been moved and second. Any other discussion?
Now, on the election worker pay, does that come out of your office, or in the instance where the city has a special election or someone else, or the presidential election, do we get reimbursed also on the election workers pay?
Yes. Yes, the state will pay that, and so will the school bond issue will be
If it's
paid
a
by the city.
special election outside of a primary or a general election that they're asking for, then they reimburse us for that. And we actually have a separate department for election. It's not included in the clerk's budget, but there's a budget specific for elections, so we can track it.
Any other questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have no unfinished business. Other business? CUP 24, sign carpenter shop on 3600 Avenue. Tim? Thank you.
All right. This is a consideration of a conditional use permit at the request of Amos Hochstetler on January 18th, 2024. The Planning Commission voted unanimously to recommend approval of the carpentry shop where a truss rafter assembly will be performed to meet the needs of their immediate community, as well as limited sale of dimensional lumber to the public. No comments were received from the public during this hearing. However, staff did speak with an individual since the hearing that expressed a concern over the possibility of truck staging along 3600 Avenue. It was explained that the applicant is proposing a circular driveway to accommodate the trucks, and any staging of vehicles would need to be on the property. It was explained to the Planning Commission by the applicant that it is anticipated 1 truck per week for delivery of rough lumber to be processed. Both staff and the Planning Commission are recommending approval with the following conditions. Applicant must provide staff with written approval of the entrance along 3600 Avenue from Sherman Township. In the event that an expansion of the facility or truck traffic issue, an addendum to the CUP would need to be considered. And I've added a third provision, which is that there shall be no truck staging along 3600 Avenue. All vehicles must be staged on the property. Mission options would be to approve the request as per staff and Planning Commission conditions, deny the request, or approve with additional conditions as deemed necessary, return to the Planning Commission for further considerations.
Any questions for Tim? The gentleman that's putting the carpenter shop and lumber, he owns the property there then too?
Yes. And I did get a clarification from, I think you had a question earlier about the tax situation. And Lisa told me that, yes, the area that will be encompassing square footage wise, that would be taxes.
Any other discussion?
I would move that we approve this conditional use permit 24-01, allowing a carpenter shop on 3600 Avenue as outlined by the planning and zoning.
Second it.
Been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
And it's always good, I think. I mean, you look at the economic base of someone starting a business or expanding a business or creating a job, even if it's only 1 or 2 people. That's good news.
Absolutely, yeah.
Approved Indigent Defense Council for Russ Rowe. Yeah.
So commissioners, as Doug had mentioned, we had an attorney that has since resigned as part of our indigent defense team, if you will. And Doug has located or found another attorney to take that position in Russ Rowe. So this is a continuation of the contracts that you had approved last month for the indigent defense attorneys that we have. And we're happy that Russ Rowe has decided that he would be willing to assist us. And we just ask that you approve the contract.
Go ahead.
I'll make that motion to approve the indigent defense contract for Russ Rowe.
I'll second it. Been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Approve refuge contractors licenses, collectors licenses for 2024. You know,
Commissioners, this is an annual renewal that we have for any of the refuse collectors in the county. And we have, I was meant to count to 6 companies that do business with us. So this is just an application that we require for their license, and they also provide us with the vehicles and the license plate on those vehicles and the cubic yard capacity. So we would just ask that you approve we would ask that you would approve the refuse license collectors applications. Blah, that's a tongue twister.
I'll make that motion to approve.
I'll second it. Been moved and seconded. We approve the contractor's license for 2024. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Accept resignation of Tracy Edgar from Ridge Township Treasurer.
Commissioners, Jeannie received in her office a resignation letter from Tracy from Ridge Township. And I don't know as they have found somebody to fulfill that position yet, but apparently there are other factors that caused him to resign, other commitments that he has, and he's not able to fulfill his duties. So we would ask that you accept the resignation and hope they fill it quickly.
So moved.
Second, all, any other discussion? Move to second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Which Janelle referred to earlier, we'll be meeting next February 7th, just for a regular meeting at 11 a.m. here at the courthouse. County Government Day is February 8th to 2. And Highway District meeting, which will be April 3rd, 2024. And we don't know where it's going to be, or more details follow later. That's motion to adjourn.
Don, we still have opportunity to gather around a tire or your chiefs.
It's optional.
But there's time if someone chooses to.
Still optional.
We still have a week and a half, so.
Yes, that's right.
But I will move that we adjourn.
I'll second it.
I'll make a comment. It's not required.
It's not
All in favor to adjourn, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. We stand adjourned.